Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm excited about this morning. And I woke up extra early, and of course, I'm still not set up. Okay, so let me just kind of get situated here. I think what I need to do is, I don't know. Hello. Hi, welcome. I need to find my journal. Because we were going to do journal practice. So I need to do that. So I'm just going to take you with me and try to think about the places that I would normally... Oh, here it is. Okay. It's just in the other room. Okay, so for this morning routine, you'll need a journal, maybe a comfortable place to sit. And if you want to practice some movement with me, we'll do that at the end. And it'll be super gentle. I'm just kind of adjusting my yoga mat. Oh, but yeah, let me get myself set up here. Hi friends. Hello. Okay, and then, haha. Hey, okay. Good morning. I have been thinking about this for like a month. So I'm excited to finally be able to do it, to like be present, do a morning routine. So if you have your journal, let's go ahead and grab a pen, grab your journal, and your coffee. If you don't like coffee, that's totally fine. You don't have to drink it. Maybe water, if that's how you start your morning. So, thank you. Thank you for the universe. One of the reasons why I'm starting this whole mindful morning routine is because I personally have been struggling having my own time in the mornings where, I wake up with my kids and therefore I'm immediately like stay-at-home mom and like on mom duty. And, thank you for following me. And so this morning routine is just to kind of like give myself a little bit of permission to take some time for myself. And a lot of people don't know how to start a morning routine. And so I was like, I need it. And I know a lot of people have asked for it. And so this is kind of like a perfect little meld of everything. Morning. Oh, hey, RG. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. So, cheers. Good morning. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you have your journals, I want you to open them. I want you to grab your pen. And before we start gratitude journaling, I just want you to write whatever is in your mind. So maybe a couple of sentences, just like get some like immediate thoughts like on the page. And the reason why you want to do this is because oftentimes when we go to gratitude journal and we immediately start doing the gratitude part, we don't actually, we're not actually doing the gratefulness that we're actually grateful for, if that makes sense. So we're not actually writing down the things that we're grateful for. Instead, we're writing down like first thoughts that are coming up in our mind. So the first thing I want you to do is to write that down. So this might mean like something that's bothering you. This might be something that you are trying to manifest. This might even be just like nothing. It might just be like, I have no thoughts. So whatever it is, let's write it down, okay? And maybe you write your like date at the top. I like a date on mine. So today's the 18th. I can't believe it's the 18th already. So good morning. So let's go ahead and just like maybe even like close your eyes and just kind of clear your mind and take a deep inhale and then an exhale. And like what comes up. And you might even write down what comes up. I say that a lot. I say like what comes up because everybody is different and what comes up is going to be different. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and write. I'll be silent for a little bit and then we'll kind of like share. Okay. I don't think I've ever caught you live. Woohoo! Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Yeah, I'll be going live every morning at 6 for the next, I don't know how long, as long as it feels good. Okay? All right. Oh, and somebody just sent me something. Thank you. Okay. So the first things that I'm writing down is kind of like what is coming up right away for me, and it's kind of like the reason that I'm here. So feeling frustrated, being a stay-at-home mom, feeling like it's not the right path because it's the only path that I've been on right now, wanting something different, knowing something is for me. So like that's what's coming up for me. So I just want to like get that out of my brain and just kind of like let that go, release it. If you're feeling like you really want to release something, you could always like tear this page, crumple it up, burn it. You could do like a whole like ritual with it. I'm not going to do that, but it's an offering. So everything that I say and do is always an offering. And then if that is something that you want to try, go for it. Hello from San Francisco. Welcome. Okay. So now that those things are out of our brains, and if you need more time, take it. Let's go ahead and just write down at least 3 things that we're grateful for that are like the first things that come up in our mind. The first thing that comes up for me is coffee. The second thing is this time. And the third thing is community. So everybody who's here today, I appreciate you. So those are my 3 things. And keep in mind, like, this is for you. So if you're feeling pressured to write something down that you're grateful for, that you don't feel aligns with like what you actually are grateful for, then don't write it down. Nobody else is gonna see this. Like I said, you could burn this at the end. So if there are thoughts, feelings that are coming up and you're like, I need to like not write it, those are the things you need to write the most. You can fold to burn, let go, fold away from you, and then turn counterclockwise and fold away 3 times. Yeah. There's lots of different ways you can fold paper. You don't have to crumple it. That was just one idea. There's a lot of different ritualistic ways you can fold your paper so that when you burn it, you can really like let it go. So thank you. Thank you for saying that. All right, so I'm just gonna like draw little hearts because that's what feels like authentic to me for this. Soft bed, meditation, peaceful alone time. Yay. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to like see what y'all are writing down. If you want to share, it's totally up to you. So like I said coffee, this time community. So I'm kind of glad I like got that out of my brain. That was my little journaling practice. It doesn't have to take very long. It's already like 11 minutes into the practice, and I just want to like remind you, I'm talking a lot, and so like this really should only take like 1 to 2 minutes. So if you're like, wow, you know, I just don't have time for things like this, just keep in mind like you can take this and like do it on your own time as well. All right, so let's go ahead and just find a comfortable seat, and we'll find a little bit of meditation, something to clear our minds. So keeping in mind also, if like a part of our practice today doesn't serve us, we can just like turn off the live. So you can do however you want. My throat is like tickly. So I personally like to sit on the ground. I like to sit on something. So my hips are lifted a little bit higher than my knees. That helps my feet not go to sleep. If you need something more stable, like a chair, go ahead and provide yourself with that. If you need something for your back, then give yourself that back support. It's really up to you, like how you want to do things. So once you're kind of seated up, maybe you wiggle a little bit and maybe you shut down your eyes, and that might mean closing them. And that might mean just relaxing them so that you're like not really seeing anything. A lot of people have struggles with closing their eyes in a meditation, and just know like you don't have to close your eyes. You can just softly gaze. So it's kind of like relaxing your eyes enough to where everything goes a little bit blurry, kind of like those magic eye posters from the 90s. Anybody remember those? So once you're there, maybe like lift up your shoulders by your ears, roll them down and back. Maybe take your hands, and the tops of your hands can come to your knees, so you're kind of like an open palm, so kind of like open to receiving. And if you're like, I don't really want to receive today, I want to feel grounded, maybe palms face down. So open, I want to receive, I want to feel grounded. So pick. I'm doing it laying down. Perfect. Yeah, you can relax and find meditation on your back as well. Whatever serves you. That's the beauty of like meditation, right? So once you're here, feel whatever it is that you need to for your hand placement, and then lift up your chest, relax your eyes, take a deep inhale. Let's open mouth exhale. 2 more times on your own. And let's maybe notice our spine. So if you want to imagine like a long string coming from the top of our head, and it's just lengthening out that spine. Let's begin to seal the lips and breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, finding that Ujjayi breath. This is that breath of life that feels so good. So as we sip in the air, we count to 4, 5, or 6, and then exhale, we count to 4, 5, or 6. So something like inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. And maybe you go through each one and just kind of decide like, what is right for me? So as you find your breath, I want you to just maybe relax your jaw, relax your face. Just try to bring all that tension out of your body. And if your hand placement isn't feeling good anymore, like I'm feeling like my wrists feel weird, and so I'm gonna flip them. It's okay. It's okay halfway through to change your mind. And then you inhale and exhale. I want you to think about the things you were grateful for. So inhale, coffee. Exhale, this time. Inhale, community. Exhale, coffee. I only wrote down 3 things, and so I'm just kind of reminding myself, like, these are the things that I feel grateful for. And if something else comes up, great, we can write it down at the end. So just take your time here, feel into your breath. And we'll just spend a few minutes in silence. You might hear my bunnies kind of moving around in the back. And then if you start to get like off track for any reason, just remind yourself while you're here, come back to the breath, and maybe come back to that alignment in your spine. So lots of things to focus on. You can choose one or all. It's up to you. Then if you want to stay in this meditation, feel free. I'm feeling at ease, feeling good. So I'm going to just bring my hands to my chest and maybe into a little prayer, tuck my chin, and just kind of thank myself for showing up today. If this is the end of the practice for you, then thank you for joining me. But we're going to do a little bit of movement, and I'm going to do that standing. My bunnies are like off the hook this morning. Okay, thanks for following me. Thank you for the universe. Okay, let me get myself situated so you can see me better from standing. I'm gonna move you up here. I think my bunnies want food. They're used to getting fed, and I was like, they'll be fine. And of course, now they're just like making lots of noise because they're being demanding. A little bit spoiled, that's okay. All right, so for our movement practice, let's just begin standing, hands, palms face forward. I want you to lift up your toes and like set them back, right back down, okay? And then maybe we like wiggle our hips a little bit. And if it feels good to do this in a chair, feel free. You can be seated and scoot your bum to the edge of the chair and plant your feet that way. So whatever feels good. And then align your spine. She's doing spins, so like, just so you know, at the end of this, I'm gonna bring her out to the backyard and feed her, and she'll be fine. She's just not used to me being up this early. All right. Now that we're here, let's inhale, scoop up the arms, reach up, and maybe we find like a little bit of a back bend. So notice how I'm just like maybe looking up, and then exhale, let's just slowly lean forward. And this might be you leaning forward, or maybe this. So it's kind of like lean forward where it feels good. I like to take my legs a little bit wider when I lean forward, take my belly and just kind of like move it between my thighs. So it's up to you to kind of decide what feels good. Relax your head. And you should feel the stretch in the back of the thighs. On that next inhale, let's lift up halfway. So this is an L shape. My back is flat. Let's look between our toes. And then exhale, we fold again. And let's bend our knees and scoop up that energy. So my arms come up, and then bring my hands together. Exhale, my hands come right down my midline to my heart center, and take a deep breath. Inhale, let's do that again. Circle the arms, lift up, maybe find that little back bend. Exhale, fold forward wherever it's comfortable for you. Inhale, we find our little halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Bend the knees, and with a flat back, we scoop up that energy. Exhale, hands come to heart center. I like to squeeze my bums so my head doesn't get dizzy. And if it does get dizzy, maybe you have something near you where your hand can come to it, or you take a seat. So listen to your body. Inhale, let's do that again. Circle the arms. Exhale, we fold. And like folding can be like this, friends. Like keeping in mind, like you might feel it like this. You may feel it like this. So wherever you're folding is good. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And then bend those knees, scoop up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, so let's kind of make myself some room. I'm gonna move my bolster. Planting my right foot down onto the mat, and I'm stepping my left foot forward. And if you had a chair here, you can just kind of come to the edge of the chair and then have your booty on the chair with the knees bent. But we're finding a warrior one. So both feet are forward, hands are on the hips, and we're looking forward. And this front knee is bent, as comfortable as it is, or it can be. Engage your core, squeeze your bum, and maybe you add your arms up to the sky. On that next exhale, hands come back to the hips, we lean forward. So the weight kind of comes into this front leg. Lift up that back heel, and then step that back foot to the front. And you might need like a couple of steps, so do whatever feels good to you. Inhale, we circle. Exhale, fold. I'm kind of at the top here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, scoop, flat back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Plant that right foot to the front. Step the left foot back. Find the warrior one other side. Both hips have a tendency to kind of open here. So think about both the hips facing that front knee. And then if you feel like you're falling, maybe take this back foot off to the side a little. And then move those hips forward. Again, a chair could tuck under your hip, your right hip here, so you can have that support. And then if you're ready, you can bring your hands up to the sky. Engage your core, engage your thighs, your booty. Everything is on right now. And then exhale, hands to the hips, we lean forward. Weight is distributed to this front leg. And then just tap, tap, tap-a-roo this back leg all the way to the front. When you're ready, scoop up the arms. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, flat back, scoop up all the way. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And let's bring our hands down to the side and find our mountain. This is what we started with. And this is just kind of a pause in the middle of our practice. This is to get blood flow moving. This is just to get maybe a little bit of energy moving within the body. It's not meant to make you feel super duper out of breath. And if you're feeling that way, that's why this pause is really important. Let's do one more series of moves. So planting that right foot to the front of the mat, and then opening up the hips so that we're finding this kind of left foot this way, right foot this way. So left foot is facing the edge, right foot facing the front, right? Now lean into that right foot, step that left foot back, and the hips are facing the long edge of your mat. Bend your knee and notice how your hips feel. My left hip is very tight, and I don't know if I injured it or I have been sitting or not practicing enough, but it doesn't feel 100%. And so look at how my right knee is automatically bending forward. It's overcompensating because my left hip is not feeling blood. And so I need to keep my hips a little bit turned for my knee to stay in line. I don't want my knee to get hurt because my hip is off, if that makes sense. And now I'm gonna bend my knee and think about opening up this hip. Plant this back toe down. These back toes need to really connect. And now I wanna lift up my chest and maybe add my arms. Look over that right middle finger. Breathe. And then the hands come to the hips, and we just stand here for a moment. And then let's stretch out this leg. And whenever we're ready, let's bend our knee a little bit and just kind of find those hops right back to where we once were. Both feet come to the front, and we kind of finish that side with a little half vinyasa. Circle the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, hands come back to heart center. For the sake of me facing the camera, let's plant my left foot towards the back of the mat, right foot towards that same edge of the mat, okay? Now I get to decide like how far back that I want this foot to go. This is warrior two, by the way. And so I've got both my feet in line, and then noticing my hips are open and this knee is already better in line than before. It's hard to tell because of the direction of the camera, but before my knee was like this. So just think about that knee over ankle. And setting up your alignment is so important. A lot of times yoga teachers are like, and warrior two, and reverse, and warrior two, and this. And I mean, they're like bouncing between poses. Setting yourself up and feeling into the pose, I feel like is the most important, because sometimes we don't even know what that feels like because we've been doing it wrong. So hands to the hips, lift up the chest, breathe. Maybe add the arms, look over that left shoulder, squeeze our shoulder blades together, engage your core, engage your bum. On that next exhale, hands come to the hips, straighten out that front leg, and then whenever you're ready, maybe bend that back knee and just find your little hops back to the front of your mat. Inhale, we circle. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we rise halfway. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, circle the arms all the way. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, and let's finish our poses the same way we began. So hands to the side, finding our mountain, lift up the toes, set them back down. If you need to find a Shavasana laying on the ground, go for it. So that just means back flat to the mat and feeling connection with the earth. I'm choosing to just do mine standing. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Fully connect in all the places of the body. And we'll be silent here for just about a minute. Try to relax your jaw, your booty, your ears. On that next exhale, let's bring our hands to heart center. Allow yourself a moment to maybe roll to one side if you found your back. And then slowly push yourself up whenever you're ready. And then let's just bow and gently acknowledge the practice we just did and say thank you so much for taking the time to your body, to your mind, your spirit, and bring your thumbs to your third eye. And just gently maybe tuck your chin and bow and just say thank you. All right, friends, that's our morning routine. So I will be going live every morning at 6 a.m. to do a morning routine. And this will include meditation, the journaling, and a little bit of yoga practice. What's in the cage? It's a bunny. Those are bunnies. Thank you for answering. Yeah, they're bunnies. One is a lop-eared and the other one is a lion head. I should kind of bring them out so y'all could see. Hold on. I'll bring out the Thumper is the one that's skittering around. Come here. This is what's skittering around. She's the one that's making all those noises. So EST, Pacific Standard Time. Oh, perfect. What time zone? Yes, Pacific. So it'll be every morning for as long as it feels good. I'm thinking at least 2 weeks, if not longer. And then I also want to remind you, like, if you aren't able to like make this practice, this is very similar to my 75 self-love challenge, minus the reading. There's like reading, you step outside, there's a lot of different things that happen in that challenge, and it's kind of cool. I've heard so much amazing feedback, and it's like 75 days of like yoga, and each of the yoga practices are only about 15 minutes long. I'm just kidding. That felt amazing. Yay! You know, I think the most important part about yoga is how you feel during, after, and oftentimes you hear yoga teachers saying like, go to your edge, but then maybe like don't explain what that is. And just know that like today I gave a lot of variations, and we'll talk about the edge a little bit more in future practices. But yeah, I'm glad you caught this too. Thank you for your practice. I'm on the other side of the world, so just finished work. Perfect timing. Oh, awesome. That's amazing. So yeah, like I think that's kind of the cool thing about TikTok is that the timing will work out for different people at different times of their day. So like I'll usually be live around this time. So yes, I'm hoping that this will be daily. So this is a practice that is like a personal practice. This is how I like to practice. So sometimes I don't even like teach like this, but you know, like I think the most important thing is listening to your body and then just like kind of going off of that. And so a lot of times my body will align with like my clients and my students. And so for that reason, it like usually works out where the right people find me. I missed it. I'd love more details. So if you click on the link in my bio, there is a free 60-minute yoga class, and then you can get on my email list. And I usually will send an email out about 30 minutes before I go live. Bingo. I love the layman's terms and appreciate it. You're welcome. Yeah, I like to speak. I mean, okay, Sanskrit is beautiful, and I do know some Sanskrit, and I do appreciate the practice, and I don't want to like just say like westernized yoga, but like at the same time, approachability and accessibility is so important in the yoga world, and so many types of people don't even realize what yoga is. They think it's like contorting your body, and like it's not. At times it can be, but most of the time yoga is just breathing. It was a boost. I needed to get moving. Yay. Yeah, me too. And that's kind of why I did this, is because like my morning has been like I'm gonna say like, I was gonna say depending, but like fending and like tending to my children. And so I just have been feeling like me has been a little bit lost. And so I wanted to like shake it up. And sometimes like doing something like this can help you remember like, okay, I am whole person. I am Tiffany first. Sometimes we forget that, especially when we're moms, especially when we have partners who need us and like family members who need us. We need to be a whole person first. Otherwise we can't do that. And I just found my cup was running very low. And so that's kind of the reason why I wanted to start doing this. Awesome. Thank you. I'm in the middle of my yoga teacher training. Yay. So I love attending multiple classes to learn. That's amazing. So that's so cool. Like, I think one of the coolest things is like connecting with yoga teachers who are in their yoga teacher training, because everybody goes into the yoga teacher training at a different time. And so you just never know kind of like what you're going to get, so to speak. Last week was so crazy. This was nice. Yay. And that's the cool thing too. Like, I think sometimes you connect with people at different times when you need it. Like if your week was so crazy last week, maybe that wasn't like the right time for you to like do something like this. Like it wouldn't have served you, but then this morning or whatever time zone you're in, it does, you know? So, but yeah, my yoga teacher training, I was the only plus size person. And the teacher, before I could even sign up, was like, I need to see you at 5 of my classes in the next week. And I need to see if you could even, it was like very performative. Now looking back on it, I'm like, I wish I would have thought about it more, but I was like, the timing had aligned for me, and like there was other reasons why it was working out, and I'm glad I did it still. But like the teachings, very fat phobic. And I was like pretty thin at that time. I was like doing a lot of yoga. So yeah. But yeah, the person who was making a lot of noises is this little girl here, Thumper. She's probably around 4 or 5 months old. She might get a little bit bigger than this, but that's about it. I need to remember this. I totally don't breathe like that ever. And that's the thing too, like sometimes I don't either. And like, she's beautiful. Thank you. And that's the thing too, is like, we turn off that conscious mind, and then we go into this shallow breathing, and then we start becoming stressed, and like we're like, why are we so stressed all the time? And then when we like slow down, listen to ourselves, and just take like, sometimes it's just like 1 minute. We just need like 1 minute, you know? And I will also share, like yesterday I was wearing a shirt, and it was like a linen, supposed to be breathable shirt, was not. And of course, like this linen look is so in, and I was just wearing a sports or like a bralette underneath it, and I couldn't survive. I was like, I need to go. Like, I am cranky because this shirt is like touching me in areas, and I am sweating profusely, and I am miserable. And there's no way you can be like present in your body when you're like feeling all the sensory overload type of things. And so, you know, on the way home, I like took off my shirt, and so I'm just in my car, AC is blowing, and then I was like, okay. So you really have to be in like a already comfortable kind of state, and then you can kind of like tap into that like breathing vibe. Hi Tiff, oh my gosh, the bunny is so sweet. I know, right? She is so sweet. She'll hop all over the house if I let her and poop everywhere, so that's why I'm holding her, so she won't poop everywhere. I'm also only plus size teacher in my training, but it's very accepting of everyone. That's amazing. By the end of my training, it was accepting, but the beginning was not so much. He was like, I hope you can do 4 hours of yoga, because at the end of this whole class, we will be doing a 4-hour practice. And I'm like, okay. Like, you think because I'm fat I can't do yoga? Like, there are thin people who can't do 4 hours of yoga. Like, are you kidding me? Hi from South Carolina. Hello. Oh, hello. A Zen garden. Yes, I love your content too. Chocolate lab mama. Yeah, that's the thing, is like people really put weird like thoughts about fat people and like them not being able to do things, and it's like, okay, I've seen so many thin people who have been like, I can't do that, you know, and like giving some sort of like prop, like, yeah, go girl, like can't do that myself, but I'm like much thinner than you. Yoga is a practice, like it's not meant to like only be for thin people. It's actually meant to be for like anybody. And I saw somebody the other day who was talking about yoga. Once you have released your trauma, like yoga isn't for trauma release, and you can I forget how she worded it, but she was saying like yoga is for flexible people. And I was kind of like surprised that she said that, and I was like, I don't feel like I like agree with that. A lot of people start with like a beginner practice, and they can easily do some very gentle beginner friendly yoga in a way that's like accessible and like comfortable for them. So I didn't understand that, and so that mindset is still there, is like my point, right? So making sure that you're curating your feed, noticing when stuff like that pops up and then like deleting them or saying like not interested is really important, because we don't need that kind of negativity in our lives. You know what I mean? Yikes, there can be such toxicity in yoga. It's time for a change. It is. And I've been doing this now for 2 years, almost 3 years. And yeah, exactly, queen. Stigmas everywhere and anything. Shake my head. Yeah, exactly. Like, I love like all of the creators that are here on TikTok, and I try to follow as many as I possibly can. And I follow a wide range, as long as they look like real people and not just like reposting other people's stuff, because sometimes I'll run into that too, or just like sometimes you'll see like really weird stuff on TikTok where you're like, what was that? But like I try to follow everybody, because I think that that's another thing, is sometimes as a plus size person, you either are insecure and you're not comfortable enough to like follow some like a thin bodied person, but it's interesting because like sometimes the thin bodied yoga teachers will see that I've like made comments on their pages, and they'll go, oh my gosh, Tiffany Crow commented, I'm just a normal human. But it's kind of like, okay, well, just because I have a lot of followers, it just means that I'm very committed to yoga. I'm very committed to my clients, my students, and I want to, have people have options. And a lot of times that doesn't exist. And as much as I'd love to say a thin-bodied instructor could teach larger body people, they totally can. Sometimes they don't know what it's even like to exist in a large body. And so not following large bodied instructors is kind of like doing them a disservice, because you learn so much from other yoga teachers. I mean, getting into a peak pose isn't always the goal in yoga. So you're so sweet. Thank you. I try. I try. But yeah, I think I'm going to let Thumper out. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee. So true. And I'll let y'all go. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'll be live every morning at 6 a.m. Pacific around this time. And we'll do like a little journal practice, a little meditation, and a little bit of movement. On some mornings, I might not feel like movement. We might do something else. But if you sign up for my emails, you'll kind of know ahead of time. I'll send out a daily email just kind of saying like what we're going to do for the day. I haven't been committed to anything for so long, and I enjoy you. You make it easy. Yay! And I think that's the key, is as much as you want to commit to something, sometimes it's just not feasible. And doing things as a one-off is just as good. Like somebody said to me the other day, like, oh, I only did 3 days of your 90-day yoga challenge. And I'm like, that's amazing. And they were like, yeah, but I feel bad because I stopped. Why? Like, it's there for you when you're ready. It's not about feeling like, oh, I didn't do every single day in your yoga challenge. If you actually do my 90-day yoga challenge, you will see me get COVID at the very end, and I switch it to yoga philosophy because I literally couldn't move. And so many of the practices at the end of my 90-day challenge is just yoga philosophy, like the last 10 or 15 days of it, because I was so sick. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your yoga practice, like learning about different limbs of yoga, learning about different parts of yoga is just as important as like the asana or like the movement practice. And so, the universe wanted me to have that in my 90-day yoga challenge. That's what it ended up being. So, and that's in your bio. Yeah, so it's on my YouTube channel. So if you go to my bio, there's like a little camera icon. You can click on it, and then at the bottom, it'll say like Instagram, YouTube, and you can go onto my YouTube and then check out my playlists and then find my 90-day yoga challenge there. I try to post about it a lot, but like, the algorithm and the things only show certain people who are like super engaged that are my followers. just this wonderful TikTok algorithm thing. Oh, perfect. Yeah. So sometimes that's a little overwhelming for people. And so like at the top of my bio, I think I have like a pinned post, like how to find my YouTube channel, because people struggle like navigating the app. And so I really try to make things as easy as possible because I struggle too at times. And if you don't know, you don't know. And it's okay to ask. That's the thing. So many people are like, I need to know this right now. I should know this. And they think, oh, if I don't know it, I'm stupid, so I'm not going to ask. When 20 other people might not know as well. And then you're like, that could have benefited all of them. You know, there's no stupid questions. But, okay, I feel very safe here. Yay! I'm so glad. So yeah, join me every morning. We'll be here around the same time. Journal, meditation, movement practice, a little mindful morning routine. Maybe we'll bring out Thumper, or maybe we'll bring out Carrots tomorrow. Lion Head, she just has a lot of hair. So you'll see, her hair is like, like very puffy. So it like gets everywhere. I don't want it in my coffee right now. So I'm so glad you feel safe here. All right, friends, I love all of you. I appreciate you. Follow me on all the places, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Bye.